But we're going to stick with cold spots. If we find a heat anomaly during my spot check, then super great.
Yeah.
But with this, you should be able to see me in there. So red, orange, and yellow guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so blue beard.
That's pretty cool.
So,
Yeah.
so with this is a FLIR, by the way. This is what like a fireman would use to run into a burning building with.
So FLIR's also on all the helicopters and
Right.
everything else. Yep.
Anything military.
It's high tech.
So this is not going to be a phone app you guys are going to be able to go home and download.
Okay.
If you find a thermal imaging camera app, it's bullshit. Yeah. So I'm just going to put it out there. Sorry for the language, but there are certain things that there's no other word for it.
No,
but anyway, so with this, we're looking for those cold spots. They're going to be blue and black. We're always going to have blue and black out here. It is kind of a chilly night for us.
That's why I got this one.
Exactly. I was glad I grabbed my hoodie on the way out the door. Because one night I came out here, it was the same temperature, and I was freezing, like chattering teeth all night long. But with this, the blue and black, I'm looking for it to always like either move or to take shape.
Okay.
So when I say take shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms and legs. Like that's what I'm looking
It's not
for.
just gonna be like a little like bubble, not a bubble.
It
but
could
like,
be. It could be, but I'm looking for a human form.
Gotcha.
That's just not body temperature.
Yeah.
Because we're alive, right? Because we
Yeah.
got blood flowing through us. They don't. I have captured those in the past, and I love to give you stats about what you're about to use.
Okay.
I capture about 4 to 5 pieces per year that I would put my stamp of approval on with this guy, not per episode. I'm
Okay.
not a TV show host, not a YouTuber.
Yeah.
But again, I get to teenagers that show up and I think I can make ghosts appear because I have a magic camera. That's not the way this works.
Yeah.
So I also have this set up with a blue dot bouncing around the screen. It's there to show you the coldest spot in the frame at that particular moment. It's always going to land on windshields.
You say that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
anyone in the car window behind you.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. A sign to caught some wind, anything that's going to be colder. And I'm looking for 15 plus degree temperature drops, and I'm also looking for that to move. I don't want it to be stationary because that just means it's something man-made and it's not moving.
Right.
So I want it to kind of bounce around the screen. Now I think I wrote down 64 degrees out here for us ambient, so that's going to be 49 degrees for us out of the blue dot. That's what I'm looking for out of this guy when we move around the city. So with this camera, super cool. We're not going to record. We will understand the footage of your feet. It's just the 3 of us. Welcome to a parking lot with a big old smelly dumpster in the back with a garbage bag hanging off of it. That's great. I told you I'd take you to weird spots. So this just happens to be one of the most haunted locations I've ever visited.
Really?
Believe it or not. So this is where I start withholding information on purpose, by the way. I will not be giving you questions like, what color was George Washington's white horse, like what we did with the big red barn.
Yeah.
I'll give you questions, pertinent to your spirit box, the things that we commonly get, and just try to keep this place controlled as much as possible, just because of what it is, which I'm about to tell you about. So where are we? Yeah, it's a parking lot, but it used to be the Eliza and Charles Pinckney mansion. The mansion sat in the front of the space facing East Bay Street. Eliza's garden was lined up with 5 Church Restaurant and came all the way across, and we are standing in the servant and slave quarters for the home. That's the layout of the land. Who the hell were they? Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case you guys weren't paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. In the event you hear the name Charles, I need to know which one it is so I know how to address them.
It's weird. I have a lot of Charles in my family.
Charles is
And Chuck is like my little Chuck. So
Yeah.
it's just, yeah. So yes, I will tell you if I hear.
The son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. Big deal for us, but
Did hear about that today.
I hate politics, especially a week after an election. So if I don't give the gentleman their recognition, they will do it for me in a very nasty manner coming through a spirit box because they want me to tell you about it.
Okay.
So I just tell you and we move on. We're going to discuss Eliza instead. Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it slowly because if you're going to ask her how old she was when she married, don't expect numbers from the colonial days that she came from, like 12 and 14. Think of today's standards because the husband was over double her age when they married.
Wow.
50 age gap then, 50 age gap now. Damn it. Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, I just chomped on it twice.
Oh. If I had Tylenol, I would give you some. I know that wouldn't do much, but
I'll be honest, like I had some leftover Oxy from another tooth at home, and that's what I did last night.
did it help?
Yeah.
That's
but,
good.
but I had to sleep. to get through it,
Yeah.
so can't really do that out here.
Yeah,
so,
no,
especially
yeah.
driving that far away. Anyway, moving on. So Eliza married him because her father was over in England, and Dad thinks he's dying over there. So he's trying to bring all of his kids home one last time so he could see him. Well, Eliza didn't believe he was dying, so she stayed put right here, got married. 1744. You do not get married in that particular year to earn a green card. We are not a country yet. No such thing. She married him out of love. This is a true love story. So there is nothing horrific about this location. It's just haunted. And you're going to see that it's a great place of respect as well. So continuing on. she was right. Dad didn't die right away, so he starts sending her gifts from England to where you're standing. One of those gifts happened to be the plant seeds of indigo. That is a plant that makes blue dye, makes your blue jeans blue.
Yep.
So you guys probably learned about that somewhere when you've been down here.
I did it in art school, but
Okay.
here too.
Fair enough.
We heard about it at the Boone Plantation.
Yes.
Well, this is pretty much where it all started. So
Okay.
when she got her seeds, no idea what to do with them. She had to learn from her servants and slaves how to keep it going, and then she had to learn how to make the dye. And once she did that, she moved it down by the Stono River to a plantation that she was running, and basically got a hold of her father and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill, that they were going to make a killing with the indigo. And now we have an international businesswoman during colonial times. So something absolutely unheard of. So that's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird shit. So that's why you're here. I'm going to give you a major topic that she's always willing to talk about. It might seem odd, but she's always willing to discuss her death.
Okay.
4 major questions that we get answers to about her death: age at time of death, how she died,
Okay.
where she's buried, which president was a pallbearer at her funeral.
Hmm.
Doesn't tell you how important she was. I don't know what will.
Yeah.
So for me, with the device I have, I'm always focused on, of course this is because I'm using it, I would hand the same set of questions out to anybody that had it. The mansion's not here, so I'm going to basically be focused on what happened to it. And if we get the what, which couldn't happen, by the way, on either way. So all 3 of us basically have a communication device. You have audio. You ask a question, you might get a disembodied voice on the camera, or it might come through my voice recorder, or it might come to my device.
Okay.
So it goes for all of us if we're all like simply asking questions. That's why I always have 2 communicators.
Okay.
If we get the what, we often get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that tragedy occurred. So there's something else that you can cherry pick from if you wanted to, kind of change questions because you're not getting much of an answer. And it's okay. It's not always a direct answer like, hey, how old were you? And she says 85. That's not the right answer. That's the wrong answer. But that's, again, it's not always going to be that direct. It might come 5 minutes later. We
Sure.
don't know.
Yeah.
She's using radio channel frequencies to explain things to us.
Sure.
So sometimes we just have to wait and ask the same question over and over and over again. So with your camera, nice slow motions out of here. We're lucky enough we only have 1 car, which is super great. So we're going to basically spread out. I'm going to be basically watching, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you,
You're good.
the EMF meter, because this is a space with no electricity. We shouldn't be getting anything. But this is literally where I've seen the highest readings ever out of my 15-year career or something. So kind of take that for what it's worth. I'm going to do a spot check of what's going on with this meter. You guys spread out, start paying attention to what you got coming out of your frequencies.
Okay.
And of course, you can help her remember some of the things that she says. Some people use their phone to take notes if they get really good at this.
Okay.
So that's up to you, however you want to do it. But that's why he's also here to help you kind of keep track of what the hell you've heard.
You have my phone, but it's fine because I don't think I'm. Okay. I'll text it to you. Where's my phone dead?
Well, most people use like a keep notes or they, whatever, like some kind of note app of some sort. I see that all the time. The teenagers love to do that, especially since they hear a lot of things. Checking the word list, I got the word month and number, so that kind of makes a little bit of sense. I want them to be a little bit more specific than that. So we're gonna see what happens.
Okay.
All right, let's spread out. Let's do this. This is why you guys signed up.
So wait, so you think I should like be over there, he can be over there, we don't have to be next to each other?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you.
Okay.
This is your night.
Okay.
So I'm gonna basically get a juice drink on this guy.
Who are you? Where did you go? And what happened?
Okay.
I am.
camera, it's not always a real time catch.
Over here, there is a very, very cold spot.
So I'm gonna try to stand next to it to see if it's water or very muddy. Tell me where to go.
Go to the right. Right there.
Yeah, it's completely soaked.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yep.
yeah, the ground in here has like 5 different styles of material, including water.
Backfill from.
Yep. So when I'm watching this part of the video, it's usually around the walls, just because it'll hang on to the sun's heat. So if a cold
Yeah,
spot goes across it, much easier to find. And I've only gotten one little tiny hit, which is super odd.
Hello. Is there anyone here? Just been asking.
What?
I'm asking, who are you?
Oh, okay.
Like, where did you go?
So I asked who the president was. That was the pallbearer. And then how old she was when she passed away.
I'm asking, and then who are you? Like, just.
Oh, to see if she says it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that too.
Switch millimeters, because that other one's only reading like zeros everywhere, and it didn't make any sense. Should, at least have like some 0.1s, 0.2s or something. She heard anything yet?
I don't think so, no. Like I said, the only super cold spot that I came across was the one you went and walked to.
Mm-hmm.
But even looking down, like, they're not as cold as like the wet puddle, for example. Like that spot you were at was the absolute coldest on the ground.
So do yourself a favor and take tilt it down to take all that heat out and watch what that does. So it's just slightly blue at this point. Okay.
Yeah, they weren't. So this is way warmer than that particular spot over there.
Okay. And that's this center crosshairs right there. Like you can maneuver the camera, like that stays there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm pointing at.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, you can see like. And that's that water spot right there. I can see.
And even when I have like 10 people out, and that's obviously in play, it's not always a real-time moment. I upload them to YouTube so I can watch them on a computer. You guys are going to be able to watch them on your TV because I splice all the little videos together per camera. So you have one video per camera in succession order. So that way you'll know, like, oh, we were at Big John's first, and then, we didn't record anything over there. And then Pinckney Mansion. And then with the next camera, it'll be a different story.
The Pinckney name is definitely, I've heard that multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
The way we down here this past week. And then also, Pinckney also went out in the west. They were also a security firm, I believe.
I know that there's some actually in the Illinois area, because I think that there's a Pinckney town, like a city named Pinckney. But I do know like there's a lot of them. Like they're a political family, so they scattered about. Sure.
Are these walls original, or is that just kind of
No.
put up after?
This was actually a restaurant, like in the early 2000s. They just ripped down the restaurant.
Okay, because I see the old gas lanterns.
That's not original at all. Like that's probably
Well,
pertinent.
I've just noticed
Yeah.
just walking around, like there's still a bunch of gas lit
Mhm.
lanterns, which I find fascinatingly cool.
There's nothing to do with the gas down here, so they give it to them for free.
Really?
So I'm from the north, so my gas bill to heat my home
Oh,
in
it's-
Ohio, ridiculous. It was
Well,
higher than my mortgage.
Baltimore's the same way. Well, I mean, it's not that bad, but it's just, in the wintertime, you see where you use it definitely changes, and you can see that 100%.
Yeah, down here, I heard there's nothing to do with the gas down here, so they just give it to the people that have the gas lanterns. You can smell them too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because walking around, you can smell the gas.
All right, now talk to me. What have you heard? Tell me all the silly things that you heard.
I feel like I'm hearing things that I'm like, am I really hearing that? Okay, this is gonna sound silly. I swear I heard holiday or Christmas,
Okay.
and I thought I heard Jackson. I very clearly heard Taylor Swift for some strange reason.
Okay. So you're getting the gist. This is what we want.
Yeah,
So this is why it's only 50% accurate. The ratio of accuracy is pretty low.
right.
Because again, you're giving me all of the Taylor Swift and all these modern terms, but you don't know that the word Swift isn't relevant here.
Gotcha.
You
Yeah,
know that
'cause-
they're-
and that was like super clear. I don't know, like I thought I heard Jackson, but like my
You did.
okay.
It happens here all the time.
Okay. And then I did hear holiday, and I thought I heard something dealing with Christmas again. So then I was like, oh, am I hearing like a Christmas station?
You asked about her birthday at all by chance?
I did not. I asked when she died. I actually asked if she was mad that I asked her name multiple times. I asked who the holiday was.
Well, the only reason I'm asking about if you asked about her birthday is because her birthday is very near Christmas. It's only 2 days after.
Okay. Interesting. I think I did.
Still don't have a whole lot of my word of
Okay,
what's going on
sure.
here. And I've only gotten this thing up to a 6.1. I actually swapped it out because the other one was giving me flat zeros.
Oh.
And I only had one little spike of like 3.5.
Interesting. So she might not be here right now.
She might not be, but I'm going to give you another lap now that we've kind of discussed things, and you
Okay.
can see like how I look at like the word Swift.
Sure.
You know, if you ask what color is a big red barn and you hear Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I don't need the words before and after. I just
Yeah.
need the red.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. All right.
So that's kind of
I'll
how
keep
this
going.
works. Yeah. Go for another minute or two, and then we'll wrap this one up because I don't think we have a whole lot going on.
Okay.
What was your favorite thing to do? Did you live an interesting life and fulfilled for everything you wanted?
And I'm still running zeros on this one, which is super weird. A couple little tiny spikes, but nothing.
I was gonna say most of the cold spots when I actually look up from this are water.
Yeah. Again, it's more about that review. These cameras are small, and even like the ones that you see like the handheld, the
Mhm.
screens are even smaller, and they cost like a couple $1,000s.
Oh yeah.
And I get it, but this is a very accessible piece for me because you can. There's only certain phones that can handle that hardware. You just gotta, make sure it's compatible. But I mean, I have several phones that can handle it, and I have several models of the FLIR because I've upgraded over the years.
Mhm.
So if somebody drops that one, I have a backup. It just doesn't have all of the great features like the blue dot or, you know, so forth and so on. It might not be as clear. But I would say it's probably fair to wrap this one up. Alright, we're gonna wrap it.
Not really, no.
Sure, I'm driving back in my car. I'm done.
You want to turn it behind?
So
I
you were
stopped
fun
it.
tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, see my post up.
I had to see it. We got a bar. All right, I gotta plug back in to where we are going back to the hotel.
Talking about all the writers. No equipment. Just
Right here should be the parking garage.
Oh, okay. I think it's this way. Yep. Yep, there it is. I see it. I see it.
I already told you we saw it.
You did. You led us correctly. Duh. Duh. Look like I had to.
gotta find a better spot to do it. Conventions were perfect.
Yeah. I mean, sitting on the wall is not going to do it very easily.
We tried it in the city hall steps, and it wasn't super great.
No.
So-
You'd have to get back into that corner.
Bye.
Nice,
Bye, guys.
talking.
Enjoy. There's your
Good
ride.
night, Joe.
Thank you. My car. Bye-bye.
Sorry, I don't have many friends in this industry.
Oh, I get it. Thank you.
She's one that's always interested in to see what the hell I'm actually up to.
So I try to keep things correctly. I did when we walked out.
If you drive, you have to download. I think I heard hot. That was really kind of stood out.
There is. But they actually have
Up here, you guys see while we talk about this camera. So you heard the word hot.
Yep.
Let me check the word list. See what we got. Sorry, I keep bumping that damn tooth.
Oh, it's okay. I
It's
did
gonna
that.
fall out. Like I know it is. Probably tonight.
Oh, jeez.
That'll actually make you probably feel a lot better.
I know. I can't wait. Because all it is, it's literally like a slide.
shard.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and I keep bumping it the wrong way.
Oh, hello, Katie.
Oh, this Jackie. She always thinks my damn shit.
Hi.
She's very friendly.
You're so.
And you're highly allergic, so don't pet.
I have my allergy medicine.
She also sheds. So I got Patrick. Does that mean anything to you guys?
No. Oh, well, that's weird. You did say the word Amanda, right?
I did.
One of my best friends, her ex's name is Patrick.
Is he alive?
I don't know, actually. I think so. I think
If he's
he is.
alive, then it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Normally, I tell people like if you hear your own name, because that's very common of people
Yeah.
that it's something they hear all the time through the spirit boxes. I'll take your name. By the way. It's only relevant, and you're recording right now, so you may.
Was
have- Yeah, so you